Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share with you a practice which is a breath-focused practice as well as a mudra or a gesture. I find this practice, which is called Prana Mudra, to be one that is for me really centering and calming. It helps me to really arrive into my breath, but it also helps me to connect to the more subtle sense of energy flowing in my body. So I'd like to share this with you, and I hope that you might find it useful, and maybe you'll find your own discoveries and curiosities with it. So this practice can be done seated in any shape. So if it's comfortable for you to sit on the floor, then you might sit on the floor. Maybe you have some support underneath you. Often when we lift our hips up a little bit higher than our knees, it can help us to feel a little bit more at ease in lengthening our spine and stop us from collapsing backwards. But you could also sit on a chair, and you might sort of sit forward towards the front of your chair so that the soles of your feet can be nice and flat on the floor. Or you could choose a different position for your legs. You might sit on your knees, or maybe you extend your legs out in front. Really feel free to choose a shape that feels as though it supports you to sit comfortably. And when you've arrived into that shape, you might choose to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. Sometimes closing our eyes can help us to connect a little bit more with our inner experience, but it's not for everybody. So if you're finding it not helpful to close your eyes, then you might just soften your gaze, maybe sort of half close your eyes perhaps, and be a little bit less focused on what you can see and a little bit more focused on what you can feel. And then perhaps you might begin by at first just noticing in your mind the shape that you're sitting in. So maybe in your mind you see the outline of your body. Maybe you see yourself sitting in this shape, or maybe you feel or sense yourself sitting in this shape. And then can you take your attention more clearly into your legs? Maybe you first find your way towards one foot and really feel and sense your whole foot and toes. And then your lower leg, and your upper leg, and your hip on that side. And can you pour your attention completely and fully into your whole hip and leg on this side, and really feeling it, really filling it in with your awareness, noticing where your leg connects to the floor or whatever it is you might be sitting on. Feeling also into your buttocks, your sit bone on that side. Noticing any sensations that might be present. And then moving your attention to your other foot, your toes. Beginning to fill your foot and toes in with your mind, with your attention. Moving towards your lower leg on this side. And your upper leg. And into your hip and buttock on this side as well. Really sensing the whole of your hip and leg on this side, filling it in, noticing any sensations. And then becoming aware of both of your legs, both of your hips, both of your buttocks, the whole of your pelvis. A really clear sense of your base. Letting yourself be really present into your legs and your pelvis. And then you might imagine as though your legs and your pelvis are like the roots of a tall, tall tree, a majestic tree. Perhaps imagining as though these roots are growing down into the earth and really anchoring you, connecting you to the earth below. And then drawing from the energy of earth, you might imagine as though your spine is growing like the trunk of this majestic tall tree up and out of your roots. And you might feel your spine growing a little bit longer. Perhaps you feel yourself growing a little taller without really making any effort. Allowing your shoulders to relax away from your ears and your arms, just to rest in whatever shape they're in. Softening any tension in your face. And perhaps once again seeing yourself sitting in the shape that you're in. Maybe an outline of your body and your mind, or maybe filling the inside of your body in with your attention and your awareness. And then letting your attention land on your breath. Feeling how your breath flows in and out through your nostrils if that's possible, or through your mouth if your nose is blocked. Can you hone your awareness right into the point where your breath enters and exits? Can you follow your breath as it flows in through your nostrils, down your throat, and pours into your lungs, expanding your chest, maybe even expanding your belly? And then can you feel how your breath leaves the same way that it arrived, out through your nostrils, or maybe your mouth? Becoming more and more attentive to the movement, sensation, and flow of your breath. And then landing your attention down into the bowl of your pelvis. You might imagine your pelvis as hollow, and that your attention is just nestled in the very base of your pelvis. And then as you breathe in, can you imagine as though you're drawing your breath from this bowl of your pelvis all the way up through your body to your throat, maybe even up to the inside of your skull. And as you breathe out, letting your attention drop back down again. Breath draws in from your pelvis all the way up through your body, up into your skull. And as you breathe out, drops back down through your body again to nestle deep in your pelvis. You could add full yogic breathing to this, so as you breathe in you might feel as though your belly expands and swells forward, and then your breath rolls like a wave all the way up till your collarbones lift, and then your breath leaks out through your nostrils long and slow until you feel completely empty. Perhaps rolling your breath up like a wave from the base of your pelvis to your collarbones, and then down and out until you feel completely released of breath. And the next stage of this practice is to take your hands just in front of your lowest part of your belly, or down in front of your pelvis. You could either turn the palms of your hands towards your body, or maybe turn the palms of your hands upwards. On your next breath in, drawing your hands up the front of your body, imagining as though your hands are actually drawing the energy of your breath up from your pelvis. When you arrive up to your eyebrows, you can open your arms out wide in a V shape overhead, and pause here as you hold your breath in for a moment. When you feel as though you need to exhale, you can bring your hands together over the top of your head, and as you breathe out, feel as though you're pressing your hands and the energy of your exhalation all the way back down through the whole of your torso to land back in your pelvis once again. And then your inhalation again draws your breath from pelvis all the way up through your torso and out through the crown of your head. Holding your breath here for a moment and imagining your breath streaming like a golden fountain out from the crown of your head. Holding your breath for as long as it feels comfortable, but allowing it to remain comfortable. No strain. When you need to breathe out, again bringing your hands together overhead as though you're gathering this golden stream, golden fountain, and gently breathing out, pressing this golden light back down through your body all the way to rest in the base of your pelvis. Let's keep practicing. Allow your rhythm and pace to be set by your natural length of breath. And if possible, really anchoring your attention and your awareness into the sensations and flow of your breath the feelings, your imagination. You can imagine that golden light streaming out through the crown of your head. You can imagine your breath moving inside your body from your pelvis up and out through your crown and then back down again. Keep practicing. Let's finish off this round that we're practicing and then do one more at your own pace. And when you finish this round, just allowing yourself to stay seated as still as you can in your body, eyes closed or cast downward. Letting your breath return to normal and releasing the image of golden light and breath flowing in the pathway from pelvis out through the crown of your head. Just returning back to natural, normal breathing. Just noticing how you're feeling after that practice. Noticing whether it felt as though that practice was helpful for you. Because this is really the marker that we're looking for. There are so many practices in the world. There are so many ways that we can move and care for ourselves. But is it helpful for you? And if it is, then you might just gather that up and pop it in your little self-care toolbox, knowing that it is a practice that you can call on when you require a certain kind of nourishing or a particular way of changing your state shifting. And when you're ready, you might like to let that go. Please feel free to return to this practice anytime you feel that it might benefit you in your day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.